As coaches, we often speak about the power of listening, but how often do we pause and reflect on who we are truly listening? Who are we when we are truly listening? Who are we truly listening to? Our next session takes us deeper into the art and science of listening, drawing from the timeless wisdom from our Indic traditions to help us define our essential skill that we require as coaches, not only as coaches, but as leaders and individuals too. And who better to guide us in our journey than Krishna Prakash, a thought leader who has seamlessly woven Indic wisdom into the modern coaching practices. Krishna is the founder of Srimat and Foundation of the Indic Wisdom, and has over 25 years of experience across the fields of IT, ITS, academics, corporate training, hospitality, and entrepreneurship. His work has impacted students across 45 countries, and he has pioneered the ICF approved CCE program that integrates all the 8 competencies with Indic Wisdom, and I am his student too. A true blend of ancient and contemporary to be seen in that workshop. When he's not sharing his knowledge, Krishna can be found in rural Bangalore at the Srimat campus, an amazingly beautiful campus, where he lives with his wife Srimati, passionately working to preserve native Indian cattle breeds and to promote natural farming. In today's experiential session, Krishna will introduce us to the ancient Tantra technique, Antar Mouna, inner silence, a practice that unlocks deeper levels of listening and self-awareness. By the end of this session, you will not only have discussed, reflected, and explored listening from an Indic lens, but you will also walk away with a personalized to-do list of how to apply these insights into your coaching practice today and beyond. So get ready to immerse yourself in this transformative learning odyssey, and please put your hands together to welcome Krishna. And over to you, Krishna. Thank you.
Okay. So can we start the session by doing some silent prayers for a minute? So let's try to sit straight. Relax your shoulders. With a gentle smile, you can close your eyes. Just say your personal prayers for the next 1 minute. Each of us come from different background. And once you're done, a few blinks, you can open your eyes. See. So my namaskara to each and every one of you. It's an honor to represent my home chapter, ICF Bengaluru Charter Chapter. And as it has the South Africa and the Delhi Charter chapters for coming up with this innovative idea, I'm a little, because I see my senior here from the Delhi chapter. I hope she doesn't drag me after the session. Okay. So we all did our prayers, right? Who was listening to your prayers? Don't need to answer. Just think about it. One is you as a personality, and the other one, the reality to which you prayed. And Rashmi beautifully set the tone by saying In appearance, it is two, but in essence, we are one. We can pray only with the belief we can be heard. And when we are praying silent, who is hearing us? So hearing starts from there. So what happens is our entire system considers knowledge as of primary importance because knowledge is born with creation. When we buy any gadget, the user manual comes with that. So that is how it is. And even when a creature is born, like when a baby monkey is born, the need to cling to the mother, nobody teaches. It is born in nature. But the same knowledge is different in a kitten. So who and how it was planted, that is how nature is. It has to cling to the mother. When the mother takes it, in the monkey's case, the clinging happens. This is to tell knowledge is always available to us. And we are listening for knowledge only, right, in any conversation. It's always available to us. But if we expect that it should reach us in only this way, that is where our filters come in. So before getting into this, uh, the word knowledge, when we say in our Indic way, it is called Veda. Veda is one, but classified as four. This is what we have to clearly understand. Knowledge is always one humongous, large thing. It is classified as four based on the need and the purpose, like how you would classify a book into chapters. And there are three attributes given to knowledge. The first attribute given is it is apaurushaya, meaning it is not of human origin. So how can we understand knowledge is of not human origin? Is just reflect on the examples given on cat and the monkey. If we go by Darwin's theory, monkeys came before us, though we don't subscribe to such views in the tradition. So who taught the baby monkey to hold its mother? That means knowledge is not proprietary of ours. Humans are incidental to the process. We as a species are incidental to the creation. So moment there is a creation, there is knowledge. This is like moment there is a client sitting before, they are embodiment of knowledge. We only assist and enable to them to discover the knowledge, what is required for them. And we only need to have the knowledge of how to enable them discover that knowledge. Does that make the connect? This is why knowledge is apaurushaya. We have not done anything for that knowledge to happen within the client. We only enabled a proper circumstance, enabling the safety and all the other things. So they started to open up. Then the second quality of knowledge, that is Veda, is Ananta. Anta means it is end. No, Ananta means the one without an end. This is why when you explore during the session, what started off as an agreement statement would have been just a starting point to reach the original agreement statement also. Because even the client who has prepared so well that I am going to discuss this today, based on the way our presence and our questions, they may go deeper. Again, we didn't make any effort. We just showed up and we are there. And again, we connect it back to what Rashmi said. We see them and us as non-different. That is the original equality. They may see that we are a coach, we are credentialed, we are PCC, MCC, ACC. At the end of the session, there is no result. All CCs are like cement concrete only. There's no result. So the A, P, and M has no meaning there. So we are very clear that we are non-different from the client. They have all the prerogative to think what they wish to think about us. Okay, so this is about the Ananta. How much ever you wish, you can keep getting. And The last quality is anadi. Where it started, nobody knows. This is why preferably we refrain from asking a why question in our conversation. Because why is knowing a story which the client already knows, and it is only a normal nosy curiosity, unless it is very essential. Even when you can keep going on in the why. So the Japanese have this 5 whys of asking and getting into a shop floor questioning, right? So this is how we can derive benefit from understanding the Indic wisdom basic precepts, because Veda is the foundation of Indic wisdom, and Veda means knowledge, later classified as 4 books because they existed before even being classified by Krishna Dvaipayana, who got the name Veda Vyasa, because Vyasa means compiling, Veda is the body of knowledge. So it existed even before he compiled. This is what we need to understand. Then any knowledge system has 3 attributes. The first attribute is it is apaurushaya. We are incidental to the process while the knowledge is happening, but the knowledge is always there. It's not of, we didn't create it. Second, it is ananta, infinite, and anadi, the one without a beginning. So this is how we understand the person who is sitting before us is an embodiment of knowledge. They are just waiting to unfold themselves in just because of our presence and a few pariprashna questions. Is it okay? Any observations? Okay. Now, why this topic becomes important and why we may be having a advantage. See, I'm using the word why 2 times because you can, like onion peeling, you can keep going on in this research. One of the reason is knowledge was handed over to us in the tradition called Shruti, meaning we listen to the teacher and then passed on that knowledge. So my teacher calls Veda as Shruti Bhagavati. She reveals all that we need and all that we don't know also. So the very basis of knowledge transfer from time immemorial, not just in India, across the globe, happened due to listening ability. So this is inherent in any human being. We need to tap, and we are, those of us having the roots in India, we are fortunate because those systems still exist here for us to cross-check. So by nature, we have to understand we are born listeners. We need to only remove the filters which are disallowing us to be a great listener. The way we are in our mother's womb is actually mimicking our ear. Have you observed? Because a lot of mothers in the group, you know that. If you see the difference between the way your ear is structured and the child is residing in mother's womb is almost similar. And the child also grows only by sounds, the listening, what's going in and around. So first is we need to conclusively establish that all of us are born listeners and born to listen. This has to be clearly understood. Okay. Now, the next level. The entire Brahmasmi, Ayamatma Brahma, Prajnanam Brahma, Tattvamasi. Correct? These Mahavakyas are for PhD students. It is like researching and figuring out drinking water is good for us. But if someone goes and tells a child, every day have 2 liters of H2O, what will the child know? Child is finding it difficult. It will say, give me gel, pani or water, right? So what the tradition has done, one set of people who preserve the purity, they were pursuing this pure knowledge like today's PhD and researchers. The other side, the applications started to happen. So we can broadly divide the entire texts and knowledge as Shruti and Smriti. Shruti, the Vedic texts which are heard, Smriti are the way that can be applied in the times we live in. Okay, this is one classification. Second, these four Mahavakyas, the way we understand to them is slightly different, and I'll take it up a bit later. Generally, how are we tuned to listen? When we were children, many of us here have heard bedtime stories, right? So what will happen? They will say one word of a story and give us one morsel of food. They'll show the moon and they'll again give some more food, right? We have been giving and we have been given also. Both has happened. So what happens is we just get into that story. We become one of the people who fought with a particular king, say Rama against Ravana, or we fought with Kauravas or against Kauravas. Whatever stories we listened, we became part of that story. Today, neuroscience is calling that as neural coupling or neurocoupling, meaning the moment someone shares a story, it is quite natural that we become part of that story. It's absolutely natural. This is why sympathy, empathy, compassion, love, everything starts happening. It didn't happen before the person spoke. Once it starts, these things start welling up from within, because by nature, we relate with people. We like talking. Okay? And this neural coupling or neurocoupling has been studied extensively starting from Princeton University. We start relating, and the age vanishes, the gender vanishes, we become part of that story. This many times happens in crucial conversations, and we get carried away with the story. It is like we had a moral story in a class. We heard the story and forgot the moral. So when we approach listening in the form of Katha Shravana, Katha is story, what for a conversation, what is the objective, everything is long forgotten. So what is the alternate model given? When you are a therapist, when you are a counselor, when you are a friend giving a shoulder to someone, you adopt Katha Shravana, wherein you empathize, you sympathize, you do all with them and you be one with them, make them feel all the stuff what we are regularly doing. But the moment we are adopting a role of a leader or a coach or someone who is going to listen with intent, we are going to shift from Katha Shravana to Vedanta Shravana. So what happens in Vedanta Shravana? The teacher is going to expound about a topic which is connected with what Rashmi Shetty said. The topic of any Vedanta Shravana will ultimately be connected to discover who am I. It is an unknown territory. So what you do generally when you charter into an unknown territory? Any of you would like to unmute and share? This much silence is, I'm feeling eerie.
Might be a space of fear, not willing to step in, or maybe that uncomfortableness.
Anyone? Well received, whatever you said.
We fight, flight, or freeze. I mean, we either resist it or we kind of want use our best to be able to counter it, or we just want to disconnect from it as much as possible, because the brain's natural tendency to kind of want to be safe and move away from any kind of danger or resistant.
We have some beautiful inputs coming in the chat window as well. Good. So what could be done is, it's an unknown territory. What can I do now? Could be one of the questions which we can raise within ourselves. So what we do, when you lose way, either you go to Google nowadays. Before Google, you used to call someone. Otherwise, you stop on the way and ask somebody, you have been living here, how to navigate this and go to the next place. Am I right? You know completely nothing about the territory, but you implicitly trust the person who you have first time meeting at the entrance of a tea shop. You just stopped and you implicitly obey what they say, and then you proceed with the journey. Am I right? We do that. So this goes to show we can trust implicitly if we allow our intellect to rest. Because our intellect couldn't find the route. We might be IIT, triple MA, all that, but it doesn't help us. So the only thing which helps us is keeping all the accomplishments. You may be a CEO of a company. You might not be the person who had laid the roads in that village, in that part of the world, but still you don't know the route. So you asked at the first person whom you met. So in an unknown territory in the physical area itself, you are able to do that. So when it comes to Vedanta, what people do, they go to an established tradition and talk with the teacher and start understanding from them how to get into this uncharted territory. So this is exactly going to happen in a conversation. Here, what, why, and how that person sitting before us, we have no idea about them. So whatever they say is Veda for us. It is true to them. It is their knowledge. We may be thinking, we may be reading in between lines, but still the story is theirs. The agenda is theirs because they have more knowledge about themselves and why they have come than us. So what is happening here? Slight role reversal. In Vedanta Shravana mode, when we approach a teacher, we listen, that is the open mind, because we know the teacher has done, seen, or experienced, or realized, which we are yet to. So we sit there with an open mind. Similarly, here, we consider that the one who is sitting before us is as good as a Vedanta teacher. They are going to tell something which we don't know. You see the reversal? Again, you can connect the four Mahavakyas. Why we can do that? Because that person is a wave, we are a wave. We belong to the same ocean. That wave has approached us. It is having knowledge. And we are there to facilitate and enable it. So what happens? We listen with the rapt attention of a student who is getting into an unknown subject like Vedanta to the teacher, completely surrendering to the process of Shravana. And then next stage in the Shravana is Manana. So this meaningful pause and silence helps us to process what we heard, helps them to process what they said. Correct? It helps us to process what we heard, and it helps them to process what they said, and there is a silence. If we are unable to be comfortable with silence, we can write off. It's difficult to be a great listener. Listening is not just sounds, beyond sounds. And then what happens in Manana is we go through whatever they said, and then we paraphrase, you use metaphors, and many methodologies are given to us. And then we ask them this is how I understood. We don't tell them, you said this. That happens in an argument at home or with friends. You told me this. What they told is different. You say, I heard this. That is how a cultured coaching conversation happens, no? We don't say, you said this. We say, I heard, I sensed. We put the onus on us because we could be wrong. And we could be right, and the client could completely understand us wrong. It's okay because it is their story. So this is how we bring the idea of Vedanta Shravana. And once you cross-check with them exactly what you have heard, sensed, then comes the third stage, which is you are established in that knowledge, that is nididhyasana. Then the question is formulated and it is asked. So in a split second, this will happen by practice. Is that clear? First is Shravana. As it is, we listen. Then Manana. You are ruminating over what was said. And then you cross-check and you confirm, like how you do in the Vedanta class. You listen to the teacher and the teacher says something. It is syncing with your logic, you leave it. It's not syncing, then you ask, till now my understanding was this, but you said this, help me to reconcile. Like how we ask a teacher, we ask the client, please help me to reconcile what is this happening? We do that, right? And then once we are clear, this is where we are, grounding is strong, then we ask the question. So this is how, in a nutshell, Katha Shravana is our nature. Because we live as society, community, as friends, we immediately jump to sympathize, empathize, be compassionate, shower love. All that will happen. It is quite natural. But we say, right now, my role is not a friend, philosopher, or a guide, nor a counselor, therapist, or a mentor. We are playing the role of a coach, so that coachness has to come, whether I am a coach or a leader or a family man. When you want to bring that coachness there, we shift from Katha Shravana, which will help, which will enable that neural coupling. We don't want that coupling to happen. We move into Vedanta Shravana and enable the right listening to happen. Is it okay? Yeah. Any observations? This is too much listening here. Okay. So now, this is the like bird's eye view, right? Veda and the types of listening, and we are born to listen. This is given. Now, the role of Tantra comes in. We understood what has to be done to become a better listener. This is the beauty of the Indic wisdom. It not only gives you the philosophy, it gives you the tools to realize and experience that philosophy in this very life. So we call our philosophical systems as darshana. Like mandir mein, you have darshan. Darshan means you can see it for yourself. So how to see it for yourself that you are able to do Vedanta Shravana? Now we fall back on the Tantra process called Antar Mouna. Okay, first is we got the what. What I have to do, I have to be happy. How to be happy, many of us don't know, right? So the Vedanta will say your true nature is happiness, and it will give you a path of how to reach there. Same way, what is there, we got the idea. What is to be done, we know. How to become proficient in listening is by following a simple process from Tantra, which is re-established and reintroduced by Swami Satyananda Saraswati of Bihar School of Yoga, because it's the duty to give credit to the great master, because of whom we have 6 stages in Antar Mouna, out of which we are going to handle the first stage today. Is it okay? Yeah. Now let us take, say, 3 minutes. All of you have your pen, paper, pad, some gadget. Okay. So whatever you think about you, please write it down. I am this, I am that. Who are you? Like you're sitting in an interview, they will ask, tell me about yourself, no? Something like that. You tell about yourself on that piece of paper. One more minute. Don't worry, like college exam, nobody will come and take your sheet. Take a minute to complete. Okay. So whenever you get time, you keep developing this, because even now we have 74 of us in the meeting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 of us are on visual mode. Out of 74, in that Nita is proxy. Now she has come. Okay, that's fine. The advantage of being online is you will not come and slap me, though. You are there and I am here. So I can pull. 8 of us out of 74 are visible, right? But did you notice all the 74 are listening? Because Shabda is the subtlest of the senses. And 8 of us are doing both. You're seeing the difference, right? That's the big difference. We always want to be heard. We always want to know what's going on, whether you are in that place or not. Gradually that develops as gossip and other things. But this is how, this is part of our culture, is listening. Okay. Now, whatever we have written about us are the primary things which are preventing us from listening. This you can reflect when you have your time. Whatever we write about us is a differentiation. That differentiation prevents integration. Mathematically telling this. Okay. This differentiation we should use as an excuse and platform to integrate. Is it okay? This is one very, very foundational thing which is taught to us, that whatever we think we are, is it in a subtle way coming on our way to be present completely. For example, if there is someone who could speak English exactly the way it is supposed to be spoken, they may find some difference in accent. Again, if a British accent is different, Australian and American accents, so each will find a different way to compare to perfection. What is perfection to them is different. Correct? So like this, we will find ways generally to compare something with that. So this list is completely going to equip us from now onwards, that you know this. You know that this could come on the way to listening. Then who is listening? The one who is listening is actually the mirror of the one who is talking. Exactly, we have to receive that. Sitting there and keep receiving it. For that, whatever we wrote has already filled some space within us. Correct? So we do the prayers, we tell I am ready to listen. And all these things are only preparing me to sit before our credentials, qualifications, number of years experience, which chapter I belong to, which country I belong to. What I know till now is only memory. What I know till now cannot foresee the future. For that, we need to be in the now. So what we do, whatever we know about ourselves, that you know, we try by practice to ensure they don't creep into our listening. This is the first thing we do. Second, what is Antar Mouna? Means inner silence. Okay. So before we get into that, we will do the practice. Is it fine? Shanti, how much time is there?
Approximately 15 more minutes.
1-5, right?
1-5, yeah.
One of the reasons I requested all of you to pray is to also save from people like me. Okay. Not only for you. Still 15 more minutes you have to bear with me. Okay. So I'm going to use some words. I'm going to explain to you how we have to interpret those words. That is very important. Okay. So you will constantly hear the word be aware, be a witness. Be a witness, we all of us reasonably know that. Be aware is different from concentration. Concentration is a conscious decision. Concentration is a conscious decision. There is a step before concentration, which is awareness. Then you will know, only when you are aware, you will know what to concentrate. Even in the session, when the questionings, the client or the friend or the subordinate or the boss is pouring out, you are aware of everything. And then you pick some pattern, you pick certain things, and then you say the question, right? Like that, we have to be aware. When you are aware, you are not trying to concentrate. That is one small request. When I say be aware of the sound, don't constrict your forehead. Don't try to become like this. It will become, body will become tighten if you try to do something. But in a relaxed, you are in your natural state. So what you should do, you are standing on a beach, the breeze is caressing you, the sun is rising. Without effort, you can just be there, no? Like that, be available to the instructions. Is it okay? Yeah. Once again, let's sit straight. And eyes closed. Now let us consciously try to maintain a gentle smile. A gentle smile first helps us to stay in the moment. Second, it prevents us it doesn't allow the wrinkles to form on the forehead, or it will not allow you to concentrate. It will allow you to be in the moment. So relax your shoulders. And with a gentle smile, just be present as a witness to the sound or sounds around you. Those sounds could be from your own body, the room where you are seated, the gadgets, people around you, the location. It could even be from Srimat where I am seated. So as a witness with a smile, let's just be in the present moment and observe the sounds. Even if the mind wanders sometimes, okay, with a smile, keep getting yourself back to the sounds. Just rub your palms, generate some heat. Apply the warmth to your eyelids. Hold the palms like a book, open book, with a few blinks. Look into the palms and then feel free to look elsewhere. So the sounds are the subtlest of the five senses we have. In the order of subtlety, I would now try to inform you. Please note it down, because the exercise which we are going to do now and implement in the practice session, the base is this particular activity, which is called sense profile. We are going to make our sense profile, and this is like an ongoing journey. Every day it may change, every season it may change, but we need to keep ourselves abreast with our sense profile. It's something like your CIBIL score. With every transaction, it will change. Correct? So we have to be consciously updating this sense profile. So from the subtlest to the gross, let me share with you. So you make 5 rows and 4 columns in a paper. 5 rows, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 4 columns. 5 by 4 matrix. So the left top, you can write as the sound. The next is touch. Second row, you can write touch. The third row, you can write form, F-O-R-M. The fourth, you write taste. Fifth, you write smell. Those of you who are aware of Hindi and Samskrita, it is Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha. Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha. Okay? These are the 5 senses. Why it is important? We constantly hear about mind mastery in the West. Mind mastery is like a bucket or the bucket list to be ticked. But the leakage in the bucket happens to the best of the minds in the world because of a leakage in their senses. And we in Indic wisdom first build bottom up. First strong sense is built, then the mind naturally becomes stronger. So we specialize in building foundations very strong. So the sense profile is very crucial for us to develop mind mastery. This is another USP of our Indic wisdom, not right now available in any known publications in the West. And we are very happy to be pioneering this. So the sense profile, then we write like organizations have learning and development, right? L, N, D. So the first, we have 3 more columns, right? The first is L, like. The second above you can write neutral. Third is dislike. So this L and D will come above the table. The table is a 5 by 4 table. So whoever is attending, we will send you an email also, but you try to listen. That's the main thing of the session, and transcribe whatever you are able to do and translate it into your paper. It is a 5 by 4 matrix in which the first column was told as Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha. The second is the like. Third is neutral. Fourth is dislike. Now, you need to say, what is the sound you like the most? What is the sound you are neutral to? What is the sound you dislike? Similarly, what is the taste you like the most? What is the taste you are neutral to? What is the taste you dislike? So you can do this at your leisure, but whatever little you wish to fill, I feel you fill it now. Minimum 15 you will get. You'll know about yourself. 15 things you will know about yourself. 5 into 3, no? Any of you feel I have to say it again, please unmute and ask. Because we are all champions of I don't know, right? So you should be happy to say, I am not getting, please tell again, no problem. There is no judgment. This is a safe room. Sorry, I didn't tell that before the start of the conversation. Okay. So now what we are going to understand. Yeah, Ramesh?
Yeah. So, Krishna, I just, not about what you're saying now, but earlier you said that this sense profile keeps changing.
Yeah.
So you mean to say something which, sound which I like today may not, some other sound may replace it tomorrow.
No, this is only one example.
Ah.
Under the sounds you like, you may have 20 sounds. That is your homework. It's a lifelong journey.
Oh, okay.
Begin with instantly when I say, oh, I don't like, say, for example, Karnataka sambar. I like Tamil Nadu sambar. For example, I will write like that for taste today, now. But when I go home, we will figure out all the things which we like in the taste, all that we dislike. It is a huge, it's like a dictionary of your sense profile. And very thankful you asked this question. It's not only 15 items. To begin with, we are saying now also, if you feel there are 2 smells you like, please write it down. For paucity of time and to give you the framework, the reason is in Indic Wisdom, what and how should accompany every session. So we cannot send you away with some funda, not knowing how to implement in life. So thank you, Ramesh, for that question. Yeah. Indu?
Frequent do we need to update the sense profiling? Is there a duration for us to do it?
Some days you will get 20 things. You go out with a friend and you come back, you suddenly realize you never like violet anymore in life. And you used to think you like blue, then you said, I don't like peacock blue. It is like kshana, it will keep happening. We have to be aware, and this will become a very big Excel sheet. It will become huge. It's like a book. It is about you, what you like, what you don't like, what you are neutral to. And please don't share this with anybody. This is your black box. It could jeopardize relationships. It is your journey of discovering who is listening. Your partner, your friend, your child is not part of this session. Your closest friend is a closest friend, so be it. This profiling on any exercise generally given in Indic Wisdom is personal to you. So customized. The framework is general, content is personalized. Okay. Thank you, Indu, for asking that. Yeah, Aniket?
Hi. Could you give an example for Rupa or form?
Form. Okay. Suppose we are sitting in a conversation, the client comes and sits before us, and they remind us of our school principal who have taken us to cleaners when we studied. Then how neutral can you be in that conversation?
Right.
Unknowingly, we will take sides. We will say people like this Kate are going to be a trouble to others. To figure out that,
Correct.
again, your question is very good. It is helping all of us to gather group wisdom. Okay.
Thanks for answering.
Yeah. Any other questions? So once you make this sense profile, we know why we make this in the tradition. Tradition is very clear. Your mind is an aggregate of senses. Unless we are clear reasonably with our sense profile, which upsets us for which we get attached to, okay, we will never be having a balance of mind, which is actually yoga. And we will never be able to dexterously be involved in that activity. Again, another definition of yoga, it is yoga karmasu kaushalam. That which is stopping you from being dexterous and excellent in the job in hand, the source is your sense profile. Then the second definition is samatvam yoga uchyate. The balance and the stability of the mind, all that which is preventing you can be found, the roots can be found in your sense profile. So with these two only we get into any conversation so that we can move from Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana. So using these concepts, we are going to make this profile. Is that clear? And please remember, generally the programs done from Bangalore and from Srimat also, we don't keep anything here. Please don't treat this as a master class. There is nothing left over in this topic. Whatever has to be shared will be shared fully because we treat you as us. That's it. Okay, so this is the basic concept with which we have to keep growing in listening skills. Over to you, Shanti.
Thank you so much, Krishna. Despite the fact I've heard you so many times, I've been a part of this content so many times. I think I loved listening, practicing all over again. Thank you so much.